Hello everyone, this is Realpolitik JP News. We will present the most important news of the foreign policy. Today we are going to explain the news about the China's reaction according with the actual situation that is happening in Afghanistan. Our group is confirmed by Ahmadzad, Tyler Ross and Jorginho, and we hope you like it so much. During the last days there was an international news according with the China's reaction related with the United States remove of Afghanistan. Due to this conflict is like an opportunity for China to improve the international relations with this country that is happening for a tough situation, as we know, and according with many others, Chinese taking advantage for its own benefit of this problem. After the rise of the Taliban to the power, as a consequence, there is a new stage in which the Afghan Taliban government must begin to gain ground diplomatically and militarily. China shares a 76-kilometer border with Afghanistan and a historic partnership and competitive advantage over other powers that have a stake in Afghanistan's stability. The United States, withdrawal and a support for NATO forces have opened opportunities for China to move closer to the new Taliban government. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi received a high-level Taliban delegation last August to strengthen ties between the two governments. China has a great opportunity, while other powers don't have the possibility to influence the new regime in Afghanistan. Russia, on the other hand, fears that the Taliban will turn Afghanistan into a new sanctuary for Islamist terrorism. Moscow will be willing to use its military base in neighboring Tajikistan. A member of the Russian army affirms that in case of threat, our allies, who are members of the Collective Security Treaty, Russia will react. The United States, on the other hand, will seek an opportunity through diplomacy primarily to avoid any military confrontation. Antony Blinken, Secretary of State, assured at a press conference that there is only one way, and that is the negotiation to resolve conflicts. And here we go with the central topic of the news with Diego.
Hello Daniel and TV viewers. Next we will go with the central news. It is in accordance with the United States advance with its withdrawal from Afghanistan, and the Taliban took the capital, Kabul, while the Chinese embrace was in total normality. This is how Chinese propaganda is used to enjoy the fall of Afghanistan and the image left by the chaotic US foreign policy in the Asian country after 20 years of intervention. China promotes the contrast of the foreign policy of the United States and its own, highlights how China, instead of giving a speech about how it wants Afghanistan to be built, as the United States does, seeks relations based on economic and security interests in which the region is stable. The Economist claims the Chinese officials argue that Afghanistan fall without much fighting, suggesting that the Taliban enjoy some legitimacy even if they do not hold elections that impress snooty Westerners. Chu Yongbiao says it is a serious blow to America's reputation and an advantage to China. However, it also refers to the uncertainty that the United States may have been able to leave Afghanistan to focus more on the Asia-Pacific region.
China is primarily concerned that Afghanistan provides refuge for the Shia and Uyghurs by providing them with an armed force that can be used against China. China measures against the Uyghur minority often everything the Taliban want to believe. China has already asked the Taliban government to adopt a moderate version of Islam. Foreign Minister Wang Yi declared that a foreign model could not be implemented in a country with a different history and culture, and criticized the Biden administration, saying that fears the United States threatens China to contain and repress it, but then hopes for cooperation from China. China to deal with the instability of Afghanistan. The foreign minister spokeswoman disparagingly described the United States as a destructive force that leads confusion, division, broken families, deaths, and other scars, wherever it strikes instead. The Economist article ends by clarifying that China is ready for a post-American era, guided by cold rallies. America's reputation at the moment is far below what it once was. China, on the contrary, increasingly reaffirms its position in the international system and takes advantage of it to be more assertive.
Next, our reporter Tyler Ross has achieved a phone interview to one Afghan. Go ahead, Taylor.
Thanks, Jorginho. At this moment, I am close to Kabul, but for security reasons, I have decided to communicate with the witness virtually. Welcome to Realpolitik, Mr. Ahmad Shah. I hope everything is very well for you and your family. To start the question, I would like to start by saying that the Chinese government has stated that it respects the right of the people of Afghanistan to autonomously determine their own destiny and wishes and a smooth transition in the arrival of the Taliban to power. Do you agree with this comment from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? Do you think that other countries should take the same position as China?
I agree. However, it must be taken into account that the minimum human rights that the Taliban do not respect must be respected and guaranteed. In this case, other powers must intervene and protect the Afghan population. Since the Taliban before the international media, they ensure respect rights, but juristic convictions don't really allow it. I understand that it is very difficult for an intervention to be carried out by the interests of countries such as China or Russia, and quite possibly the Taliban will not keep their word.
The Chinese embassy in Kabul continue to function normally. This has happened because the country's diplomatic mission is to oust various factions in Afghanistan to guarantee the security of Chinese citizens, institutions, and interests. Do you think the Taliban will comply with this request in order to maintain good relations with China?
I certainly believe that the Taliban will always seek the support of countries like China or Russia that lack sufficient stability and in this way can continue to take control of the country into account. Although relations with China have not always been very good, but are necessary, since China wants to fill the power vacuum left by the United States to continue gaining prominence and status in the international system, and the Taliban need China to continue ruling.
China's foreign affairs spokeswoman spoke about how the country is prepared to develop cooperative and friendly relations with Afghanistan and play a constructive role. The ASEAN has the opportunity to expand its economic interest in the neighboring country and strengthen its integration in the expansionist program of the New Silk Road. Do you consider that these approaches in the relationship with China also benefit them, or is the ASEAN country really the only beneficiary?
For the immediate interest of the Taliban government if it benefits them, because they seek to gain ground diplomatically and economically, and China is pushing them down that path, which I do not consider very beneficial for us. However, I have heard in the media that the Chinese scoff at the views of the West, as they claim that China will benefit from the inclusion of my country in the Belt and Road project, but the economic benefit would be minimal for China.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to hear your opinion on this complex topic. Good luck and prosperity in the future of your nation. To all our viewers, thank you for joining us today on the new cast that always says the truth about international relations. Happy afternoon.
Y era un domingo en la tarde, fui a los coches de choque y estaban pinchando el disco que a mí tanto me pone. Fui a sacar 4 fichas y me compré un abono y estuve oteando en la pista pa' encontrar un coche rojo. Mientras daba una vuelta de reconocimiento,